Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, which I'm assuming most of you probably are, first time you're seeing my face, first time you're hearing my voice, welcome! My name is Chris, real name Crystal, can call me either one. Figured tonight, I'm getting ready to stream, do my makeup for the first time since, oh god, probably since Halloween, although more than likely since my wedding, almost 3 years ago, this next September. Anyway, I'm bored. Let's just get started. So I figured, tell you a little bit about myself. Why not? Like I said, first time I'm ever doing this. I live in West Virginia, but I am actually originally from Marshall, Minnesota. I'm using the Wet n Wild Impossible primer before I forget. Let's see how many times I can get tongue-tied here, because your girl cannot afford Final Cut Pro or anything like that right now, so wow, here we go. But I moved to West Virginia in 2003. Actually, my mom was accepted to West Virginia University for grad school. I was almost into 8th grade, moved out here. Only 2 people I knew were my sisters. Not exactly fun at 13, but we made it work. Foundation tonight, I'm going to use Wet n Wild. It's cheap, it works. But, so anyway, we moved here, made a good group of friends, got through high school, marching band, basically carried me through. I was a band dork and a choir nerd. I don't do school very well at all. Basic beauty blender. I had really bad grades through most of high school and actually my first couple tries in college because I just couldn't concentrate, didn't want to. I have ADHD, not horribly bad. It's not as bad as it was when I was a kid. I actually grew out of most of it, but there are days where it's rough. But, oh my goodness, the discoloration on my face tonight. But I had to fight with that. Sophomore year, super bad. Had a counselor tell my mom, while I'm sitting in the room, your daughter is artsy fartsy, hence the makeup, and will not get anywhere. Want to guess how much longer she was my counselor? Not much longer. And let me tell you, I really wanted to throw her the finger the day I walked across that stage, which I almost didn't do because most of my friends were actually a grade below me. I did not have a lot of friends in my grade. My high school sweetheart, who I'm still pretty good friends with. We broke up permanently a while after high school. Was a grade below me, and I did not want to leave school without them. And the one who became my counselor finally pulled me aside and was like, look, you do not get another year of marching band. You do not get another year of choir. You get another year of all the classes that you have to retake. And that's that. Well, that rightly kicked my butt into gear. Now I have the Wet n Wild concealer. So, managed to graduate. And actually, then it took me 3 tries and 10 years to finally graduate college, which mainly was just me trying to figure out what in the name of the 12 astrals, whatever you want to call it. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. What the heck I wanted to do with my life. So I actually, oh my god, that's the wrong side. No wonder I'm having trouble. But I ended up starting with child development. I love kids. I don't want any of my own, actually. I can't picture myself pregnant. It's not a good look for me personally. So I started there. I'm sitting on the floor. This is kind of what we're working with right now until I get a desk. So, you can tell I'm ADHD. I'm all over the place. But, so started there. Failed out. Went back. Decided to try that again. Failed out again. And at that point, I was waiting tables. I was hosting, bar backing. I didn't bartend. I can't make drinks. I can pour you wine. That's about all I can do. I did salads. I did dish pit. I ran, Expo. There it is. Ran Expo, you know, and I did that for a few years. And then I had a nice couple be like, you know what? We will pay for you to go back. They covered my first semester back. And at that point, the history bug, I love history. I just call it the history bug. I love history. It decided to rear its ugly head, my dad would call it, but it reared its head. My grandpa taught history. I love history. I love history. I love ancient history, Greek and Roman mythology, mostly story of the Titanic. Don't get me started. We'll be here all night. So I decided I'm going to double major in religion and history. Sorry, I've got Wet n Wild, loose powder. Yeah, the double major didn't stick very long. Too many classes. So I finally landed on multidisciplinary studies. It's 3 minors into 1 major. You get to choose. I'm not going to be able to do anything about this discoloration. Never been able to deal with it. I just live with it. Once I do bronzer, it'll... Ugh, cat fur. I have 3 of them. Usually one's back there. He's black. You won't be able to see him. Not a joke. He really is black. But, that was bad. I apologize. So I stuck with that. Had one professor tell me it was a very soft major, but I went with it anyway. So I did religion, anthropology, which is the study of humans, and, you know, ancient civilizations, and history. Managed to graduate, and now here I am. Let's see, I graduated in 2018, high school in 2008. Here I am working retail, which I don't mind. I like my job some days. I like the people I work with. My manager is great. But do I really want to be doing this for the rest of my life? Not particularly. I'm looking at myself more than I'm looking at the camera. I apologize. So I was like, what can I do instead? Just something, have a little bit of fun. You know, if it takes off, it takes off. For setting, a little bit more setting powder to add a little bit more color, I'm going to use this duo. I'm going to use it for the bronzer as well. So my husband, who got me into video gaming, actually, that's how I got into it. He moved in shortly after we started dating in 2016, just kind of moved in, lived with me. I was closer to work. And, you know, obviously it went from there. Like I said, we've been married now almost 3 years. But he moved in, asked me if he could bring down a game system. So he brought down his Xbox, and then he brought down his PlayStation. And he started playing, or I watched him play Diablo 3. And I know with Bethesda and Blizzard right now, there's a lot of controversy there and everything. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not an expert. I don't know all that much. But that was the game that really did it. He would come home, and I've got his controller almost dead because I've been playing. He wasn't that thrilled. And finally, we are playing together, and unfortunately, with 2-player, 1 screen, when the other person brings up their inventory, the other person has to sit and twiddle their thumbs and wait until they can go through their inventory, and then you can move on with the game. And he finally, half serious, half joking, was like, if we don't get you your own TV and your own game system, this relationship's not going to last. So, May of 17, been together almost a year, or over a year at that point, just barely over a year. He takes his Xbox, which had unfortunately sat gathering dust. Nothing against Xbox, he just didn't play a lot of games on it. And we traded it in to get me a used PlayStation. So we get me the PlayStation. I, of course, just start playing Diablo 3 like crazy. That's all I play. That's all I want to do. I'm a wizard on there. I love the ranged. I love the magic. I love it. So he buys me, or gets me, a free trial for Final Fantasy 14. Which now I absolutely love. I love the game. I heal on it. I love White Mage. That's become my healer main. I Dancer. I can Paladin a little bit. I don't really like tanking, though. I'm not good at it. But I booted up the first time. It's too much for me. I haven't played a ton of video games yet. There's a lot to do. And I look at him and I'm like, I want nothing to do with this. I don't like it. It's too much. Yeah, that's Ridley. So you'll see the other two eventually. And so I turn the game off and go back to Diablo. And he's playing through. He's like, you know what? I'm going to keep playing though. I was like, that's fine. You play with your friends. I'll be over here. I'm going to play Diablo. And I got to know a few of his friends, and they would jump over. You know, they'd play Diablo with me and everything. They didn't, you know, just ignore me, which was nice. But eventually, he gets to Heaven's Ward, part of the story, which Heaven's Ward is current content at this point. And he gets to the part where Y'shtola, her eyes changed. If you haven't watched, I'm not going to spoil too much about why. And I look at him and I was like, what happened to her eyes? And he goes, you got to play if you want to find out. He hates spoiling stuff for me. I don't mind spoilers. I look stuff up all the time. It doesn't bother me. So I think about it, keep playing Diablo 3, keep playing, and then just randomly one day, I boot up Final Fantasy 14. I make my character. I'm here at this point. I'm a Makote now. I love my cat girl. Although if I could be the tiny little moon bun that they just brought out with Endwalker, Cat Ear and Tails would get yeeted to the moon and be like, nope, I'm going to be a cute little bunny. I did Viera for a little bit, too tall. I've done Ara. I like the horns, but I love my cat girl. My husband's a Lalafell, which is really funny. So I booted up. I am now, and I immediately fall in love with this game. I absolutely love it. So I stick with it. And here we are now. Almost 6 years later. We'll be together 6 years in May. I am waiting for the login queue right now. The login queues have been horrific. I'm waiting behind 1,300 people to log in right now. So that's why we're doing this. I'm going to stream tonight. I'm going to be healing some trials, some Endwalker trials for the first time with, well, not for the first time, I've healed them before, but without my husband's callouts. So we're going to see how well I know this fight. For eyes tonight, I've got Pedal Pusher. I think this is also, yeah, this is also Wet n Wild. I love Wet n Wild. I don't know if they still have this one anymore. It's probably way too old for me to be using it on my eyes. Oh well. And then the brushes I have, they're laying here on the floor because that's where I'm sitting. It's a set my dad got me ages ago. I can't even really read the name on them anymore. But that is kind of what I'm doing. Little bit more backstory. I know I'm all over the place. I have to fill in my eyebrows too. But my husband and I actually just, where we actually met online. We met on Tinder. A funny story, he thought my profile was fake. I still giggle about this because I like wrestling. This is a Shield shirt. I'm a huge Shield fan. Dean Ambrose is my boy. He's not in WWE anymore. He's at AEW as Jon Moxley. I still love him though. But so he thought my profile was fake. And it's WrestleMania season at this point. And he messages me and goes, are you watching WrestleMania this weekend? WrestleMania? Oh my God. And I'm like, duh. I was watching, I don't remember. It's what Triple H started. I forget what it's called, unfortunately. But I was watching their big pay-per-view at that point. Not the pay-per-view. It was on TV. And he he tried inviting me actually over to his place to watch WrestleMania. And I was like, you know what? We just met. Let's pump the brakes here. Slow down. I'm gonna stay home. So, which in hindsight, he was like, you know, that probably was a good idea. So, you know, I just stayed home, watched WrestleMania by myself, but we kept talking and talking and talking, and we actually talked for a few weeks. WrestleMania was in April that year, mid-April, I believe, before we finally decided to go ahead and meet in person. So, it's funny, he's always early for everything. I am like chronically late if I'm not careful. But he was actually a couple hours early for our day. He sat down at the ice rink near my house, though. He didn't want to show up and just sit in the parking lot or my driveway and be like, hey, by the way, I'm here. So, and I had to work that day too. So it's like, I'm getting ready to go. And he's like, hey, I'm close by. I know it's early. And I was like, well, I'm ready, go ahead and drive over. So he drove over. We actually went and got Pizza Hut. I love pizza. I will eat it almost every day. I'm actually going to have some for a late dinner after I'm done streaming. I'm only going to stream for a couple hours tonight. And, oh dear. So, that's what we did. And I had such a great time. We kept texting, and I was like, so we're going to do that again? And the second date was the one that really... We went to Fujiyama, which I'd never been to before, and that was a lot of fun. We went to Cooper's Rock, which is a state park out here, and just, sat on the rocks and talked for like hours. Then we went and saw Batman versus Superman. I love the Marvel, oh my god, Marvel Universe. I'm not a huge fan, or DC, I mean, oh my god. I'm not a huge fan of Marvel. I love DC, though. I'm a huge Batman fan. I think he's better than Superman, because what superhero's biggest weakness is a green glowing rock. Anyway, so we did that. I'm gonna pull, this is just a makeup set my mother-in-law got me for Christmas when my husband, excuse me, sorry, we were still dating. How do I open this thing again? I am so challenged. It's on the back. And use one of these colors, which I should have started with, just to try and blend this out a little bit. It always comes across worse on camera than it actually looks in real life, because it doesn't look that bad in the mirror, but on camera it's such a stark difference. Like, it's almost scary. Oh, hey, cool, I'm down to 1100. I might get in tonight yet. But after the second date, that was basically, my sister hollered at me. She's like, you said you'd only be gone a couple hours. I was gone all day. But it was really fun. I got to meet his parents, which was nerve-wracking. It's always nerve-wracking meeting the parents. He actually met my dad for the first time when they were actually going to a town nearby to go get my first car. I didn't get my license until I was 26. I had no use for it. I could walk everywhere. So, that was awkward. But they bonded over the fact that both of them really, really like the AC on a cold temperature. My dad can't, and my husband can't keep the temperature super cold because I'll freeze. I will absolutely 100% freeze. But my dad just loves it on absolute cold. He absolutely loves it. Like, he's an over-the-road truck driver. He would come in, see us, and the second he would walk out the door, my sisters and I were running for the thermostat to turn the heat up. It's just funny to think about now. But so they bonded over that, which was really funny. And we hadn't been together very long at this point. He asked my dad for permission to marry me. Now, we did not get engaged until after we had been dating for almost 2 years. But my dad made him wait until they got to the car place before he got out and was like, yes, you may marry my daughter. AKA, no, Lord, I'm picking up black eyeshadow from this brush. God dang it. AKA, she's your problem now. So, have fun. Well, that's going to be fun to try and fix, but I think I can fix it. There we go. That didn't, well, it's not an absolute wreck. Like I said, it doesn't look too bad in real life. Over camera, it looks not that great. This is probably not the best look to do, but whatever. I am going to stick with it anyway. This darker purple will eat up some of that black. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit, well, a lot of it about me, I guess. Like I said, I have ADHD. I'm not medicated for it. I was as a kid, and I just tend to spew. But I suppose I can talk about what I would actually like to do with this channel. I've had it for a while and just really haven't done much with it other than clear videos, which the only thing coming across in the clear videos is the game audio. So, and that's probably majority of what it will be, because a lot of the AX trial, well, the trials aren't too bad, but a lot of the Savage fights, which Final Fantasy is actually getting maintenance tonight to get the Savage fights for the Endwalker. I can't do those very well without call-outs. So those will probably be, hey, I'm going to upload this, and then eventually maybe get back and add a voiceover, which I actually need to do to a lot of the videos I have. The Animal Crossing ones too, because I would love to be able to stream Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing. It's almost a problem. I have restarted twice on the Switch I have, on the one Switch I have, and then I managed to, my husband tracked down an Animal Crossing Switch for me, and that one is like going to be my, oh, you're done with this island? Well, out the door it goes. So, but I would love to do like speed builds and all that sort of stuff, which is going to be a work in progress because I am not obviously that good in front of the camera. I'm going to watch this back and hate it because I hate how my own voice sounds. It comes across camera very masculine to me. It's always been a huge self-conscious point for me, which is funny because I'm on Discord talking on microphone with people all the time, and none of them have any complaints. But it's a me problem. Darken this up with some brown. See if I can offset that purple some. Oh, that should be good. But yeah, I'm hoping to turn this channel into, hey, 1100. Yay, we're getting somewhere. I'd like to do makeup tutorials, which I'm working with the very minimal makeup I have right now. I pared down my collection hugely a few years ago when I left serving and hosting, because at that point, you know, I'm making myself up all the time, and it's like at that point now I'm just not anymore. I just don't. I still have fun with makeup. I still love to do it. I just don't do it very often because I don't see the point. I work retail, you know. I'm getting sweaty, I'm getting gross, I'm getting disgusting, I'm crawling around on a warehouse floor and a store floor, you know, trying to put product and stuff away, and it's just, it's not fun. It really is just not fun. But, you know, what can you do? What can you do? I am going to go back in with another Wet n Wild product and do my eyebrows before I forget. Which they don't need too much filling in, but which is a miracle because back when I was younger, I was so stressed out. At one point, I had both of them plucked to like here. I had half brows like most of my senior year in high school. But I eventually, you know, got myself to let them grow back out. It was a lot of listening to music, a lot of, you know, finding other stuff to do with my hands in order to, there we go, in order to make sure I wasn't, because it was like my first week senior year of high school, and I just went to town on them, and it was, I love the shape of this one. I wish it looked more like, I wish this one looked more like it, but yeah, I was in my Spanish class because I needed 2 years of Spanish. It was my second one, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and it made for a very, very long year. And at that point, you know, my mom's in grad school. She actually graduated grad school 2 weeks before I graduated high school. We were able to have a dual party, which was dual party, which was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it meant that I don't have a lot of senior pictures that were taken by her. You know, my middle sister, really loves having her picture taken. She did modeling for a little bit. She ended up with the majority of the pictures being taken, which, you know, sucked at the time, but in hindsight, I gotta reach for this, I tossed it across the room. But in hindsight, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. I didn't always feel like it was that way because, you know, I always felt like because I'm not very good at school, you know, I was kind of getting left behind in the dust, especially after I graduated. I didn't have band anymore. But, and the younger one didn't want too many pictures taken. She doesn't like having her picture taken at all. I actually kind of enjoy it. I just don't do it very often. But lost my train of thought again. How many times do you think I can do that in this video? Oh, hey, 8:89. I better finish this up quick. This is moving faster than I thought. Well, I guess it is going up on 7:30. Okay, that's not too bad. We're going to do the under the eyes now. I just have my eyeliner is going to be a multi-stick by Wet n Wild. It's just plain black. I know you're not supposed to pull down the bottom skin here because it's delicate, but I can't help it. This is like the only way I can get eyeliner onto my eye. Ah, son of a gun. Ah, well. See if I can fix that. Mix these two together. Ah, good as new. Can't really even tell. Do that on the other side just to try and even it out. Yeah, like I said, it looks so much better in person than it does on this camera. I'm using my phone camera because I don't have a vlogging camera or anything like that. When I stream right now, I'm working with a PS5 camera, which is actually across the room from where I sit, because until I can get a proper desk and get my laptop set up, which I am planning on doing, this is what I'm running with. And there it is. And I'm gonna use this because it's got a black in it to set that eyeliner. I should have used this instead of the purple because of that green, but I'll use that probably tomorrow when I decide to stream again. Although tomorrow is truck day for my job, and we unload the truck ourselves, do the ordering ourselves, so I might be far too exhausted tomorrow. I might just come home and want to put on music and play Animal Crossing by myself. Hang out with the cats, and that'll be that. There we go, that's looking pretty good. It's an angled brush now and take some of the darker purple. I know I haven't been showing all the colors, but it's from the same 8-pan, I almost called it a quad, 8 eyeshadow set. And just finish the bottom lashes. No, I guess he didn't really come across on camera. That was the striped one. He just jumped up onto the cat tree that we have back there. It's hidden behind my husband's Assassin's Creed flags. He's got the, I guess you could almost call it a pirate one right there, and we've got the American flag one, and then actually on the other side of the room we have my Slytherin flag, because I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I know that's something else that's controversial because of J.K. Rowling. I'm not getting into that either, but I love Harry Potter, the books. I'm not a huge fan of the movies, which I know is another thing, but I mean, where's Peeves? Where was the Quidditch final in Prisoner of Azkaban? That movie got butchered compared to the book. And don't even get me started on the Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire thing, because that... But I am a Slytherin. This is just the Wet n Wild eyelash curler. A lot of Wet n Wild, but it's cheap. It works. I like it. I never put on blush and highlighter, did I? Anyway, where did I even put them? Like I said, I am sitting on the floor right now right in front of my eyeballs. So both are Wet n Wild. I promise I'm usually much better at doing my makeup when I'm not on camera. I usually am a little bit more together, if I can even call it together. I don't know what it's like to have my life together. If anybody knows, please please help, let me know. Because what is having your life together, really? What is it? What is it? There we go. I'm probably on the wrong setting on my ring light for this, but I'll take some selfies and post them to my Instagram, and it'll come, well, it's coming across pretty good there. Oh, I actually don't have anything around here. Oh, I do have a lipstick. It's kind of a darker one. I'm honestly probably going to wipe it off and just put on chapstick, because I can't really do anything on my lips. I drink a lot of soda, a lot of water. It's going to come right off anyway. What's the point? Okay, well, now that we got that done, I am going to just finish off the eyes. I've been using the lightest pink and the very lightest colors here, just to cat hair in the brushes. That's what I get for putting them all over the floor. But, and then I'll just do my mascara, and we will be ready to go, I think. So again, this is the Wet n Wild. I love this one. I wore it for my wedding. It doesn't really come off. It's always been a fan favorite, a favorite of mine. You can see that's a cat fur. I got 3. I have a white and tan named Butters, a gray striped tabby named Batty, and a black, all black, he's my little mama's boy, named Ridley. My husband actually named Ridley because my sister and I ended up just tossing some names onto all 3 of them because I had to get them to the vet, I had to get shots, I had to figure out, getting them neutered. And we ended up with Chocolate Chip, Butterscotch, and Batty. Well, Batty stuck because he was running around like a bat out of hell. But, so Butterscotch got shortened to Butters. He's the fattest one out of the 3. Always, always, always trying to get food. Yep, there he goes waddling off. I've got pictures of them on my Instagram too. Ridley's the tiniest. He was still trying to nurse off Mama Cat when they were brought to my house. A friend from high school found them in a field behind her dad's house. And her dad was like, you either find homes for these cats or they go to the pound. And he actually gave the other striped tabby, Batty's twin, I guess you could call him, to a friend. And I contacted her. I was like, I'll take the black one. I know how hard it is for black cats to find homes. I love black cats. I call him my little familiar. I love witchy stuff. I love tarot. Go more into that another time. But I was like, I'll take him. And my sister was originally going to take the other 2, which is how I ended up with all 3. But then it took me so long to get them neutered that I was like, you know what? They've been together this long. I can't separate them at this point. There's no way. It's just not possible. So, my finishing spray is in the bathroom, but that's fine. It's whatever. But, so that's how that went. Husband's still not too thrilled. Is this Wet n Wild? Yeah, it's another Wet n Wild. The striped one has decided that my husband is his best friend, and my husband does not like cats. I'm on pretty thin ice right now because I asked if I could bring home 1. And here we are with 3. But it's actually not too bad. Still gonna get wiped off, and chapstick is gonna get put on instead because it's funny. I brought a mirror to do my makeup in, and I have been doing it in my yep, been doing it in my camera this whole time. That's, oh boy. Well, welcome to the channel. We are all over the place around here. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. if it helps, I am like this at work too. I am completely 100% like this at work. And I honestly, I don't apologize. There we go. Let me see if I can. There it is. See if I can cover that up some. Normally it does not take me this long to do my makeup, but I have been jabber-jawing a lot more than I normally do, because usually it is just me because of the difference in mine and my husband's work schedules. He is a limestone miner, did coal for a very long time, and he works right now 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. So I don't see him much during the week. He's probably gonna pop onto my stream here in a bit just to say hi, and he'll probably at least see that I did this video. It's me doing my makeup. He's seen it before. He's probably not gonna watch. But that is all done. This is what I'm streaming in. Like I said, this has got to go. It's already driving me bonkers. But I might find some earrings or something. I'm gonna find a snack because I still have 665 people to get through, and I'm gonna see how long this is going to take to upload, because I'm not editing it, all the mistakes, I'm just leaving them. Why not? This is my life. Anywho, thanks for watching. This is Butters. I will introduce the other two another time. And thanks for watching. Bye.